Hey, what's going on? My name is Haviah Mighty, and this is the making of Coulda Been You. So this track is called Coulda Been You. I'm still working on this one right now, just trying to flesh it out. But this is a cool record. It's the final record off of Astrokidjay. It's the final idea that I came up with. It actually started when I was judging a beat battle. I can't remember the name of the beat battle, but I was judging a beat battle, and the winning producer was Denise, and I thought that her production was fire. I reached out like, let me get a beat pack, like, congratulations on your win type energy, you know? And she sent me a beat pack. I worked on a beat. I had a sample. She gave me another beat. I worked on that, but then like my idea just wasn't 100%. And like, really, like, I was like, yo, like, I really want to try to lock something with you for the Stock Exchange record. So I was like, can you send me like one more pack with like just a couple of ideas? And this idea was in there. And there was something so dope about this idea. The production was called Foreign Go-Go. And I was just like, this is super fuego. This is super saucy. I want to write something to this. But I kind of wanted to flesh it out, change up the production a little bit, change up the percussion a little bit. There were some elements I really wanted to retain and some things that I thought, you know, could be embellished a little bit to feel a little bit more like my sound. I reached out to my little brother, Mighty Prynce, or Prynce 2 times. It just was like, now there's two amazing producers who put their fingerprint on this record, and I really loved it. And I just went in and I put my fingerprint on the record. I added some percussion, some like kind of like perks, energy, switch ups, melodies, and came up with this beat that I worked on. And then I added some vocals, came up with the idea, Coulda Been You. Reached out to Astrokidjay. I've been like watching his career for a little bit, just watching like his drops and his tracks and stuff, and I think he's like a young dude who's killing it. So I reached out to him like, yo, you wanna hop on the record? And he was game. So we got in the lab, we worked on that, and now Coulda Been You, I guess it's out at this point, right? So the first version of Coulda Been You was produced by Denise. This was the beat. So I feel like this sample, this like guitar repeating, was like the thing that was grabbing me the most, you know what I mean? Also the drums.
Got that sauce.
So that was the original beat by Denise. Dion got that sauce. I love that tag actually. But that was the first beat, and then I gave it to my brother, and I was like, can you, like, cause he knows the chord progressions I really like. He knows like some of the energy I like, and also he has his own kind of little sauce. So I asked him if he could do, you know, a little something to the beat. You know, we kind of started with just kind of some chords.
Prynce, turn it up.
At this point, you now have a blend of like what Denise brought with the sample, with the kind of the deep gutter beat, the feeling of the foreignness, right? Like that, Denise brought all of that. And then Mighty Prynce, he kind of like made it a little bit more grungy with the 808s, a little bit kind of almost more like dark with some of the like synths and like keys that he played. What I felt needed to happen the most was arranging the track at that point. So like what it was missing was like a pre-hook and a chorus and like a little bit more movement at some parts than other parts. Like there are some parts where the 808 is carrying, and then there were some parts where it's like maybe we need to add some percussion, like some shakers, or you know what I mean? Like just something where your shoulders are gonna groove a little bit. So you'll kind of hear it sounds similar, but you know, you got the synth from Denise, you got the synth from Mighty Prynce,
Got that sauce.
you got the choir from me.
Prynce, turn it up.
Right? A little bit of movement. Bring the guitar in a little bit. This is Denise's 808. And you switch it up, no 808. So this is all like a verse, right? And then I wanted to build a pre-hook. So I added some melodies and some cuts. So that part's here. Quiet out before the chorus. Just saucy. Right? So it just has a little bit more melody now. It speaks to kind of like, you know, where I would go with it. And it's just really cool. Like it's interesting to listen to the build where it started at one place and now it's here. But I feel like we all added something really special to it. I think this production is a bit of a masterpiece. Like I think 3 incredible producers put their fingerprint on this, and I think they all added, you know, myself included, Mighty Prynce 2 times, and Denise Dion. We added something that just makes this piece so special. I think there's so many different pockets, so many different feels that are just incredible. Like I think of the word wonderful, you know, like that's what comes to mind when I think of just how eclectic and organic the production is. And like variable, like it's just so many different pockets. I love that. It's grungy, it's a bit dark, it's a bit slower, and I think it's a little bit, you know, more of like, let me talk to you type energy. And I feel like what I'm talking about is something that can be very relatable too, because I don't think that the energy of people being inorganic towards you is specific to the music industry. I just think that the music industry is like a hub for inorganic energy. You know, I think, you know, people talk about Hollywood and all this stuff, like everybody's networking to get to the top themselves, and sometimes there's a lot of inorganic networking just so they can, you know, that's what this industry is rooted in. But it's not to say that people that are not musicians can't experience this energy. Like I feel like it's really common actually to connect with somebody for like personal gain or for the wrong reasons, like even for yourself. I think we just, sometimes we're opportunists, sometimes we're, you know what I mean? And so it's not specific to my career. So I think it's really relatable, you know, the theme, the topic. And I feel like it's important as an individual, like when you're putting yourself out there to like be rooted. There's a lot of people that have, I don't know, like people pleaser energy, you know, and like you might get lost in the sauce if you feel like you have to people please, especially if you have a lot to offer. Like you can't get caught up in that. And I think I've had some instances where I don't think I ever got caught up in it. I think I just had some instances where I recognized, oh, like if I didn't recognize this, like I could be like this person or I could be in this situation. And I think it's important for me to just be aware of that, or for all of us to be aware of that. So I think, yeah, I think it's just relatable. Like you have to protect your core, you have to protect your energy, especially when you're allowing yourself to communicate or network or whatever it is that you're doing with other people. They have their own motives and you have your own motives. And so you just gotta like be cognizant of that and understand like, I would like to achieve this from this. And if you're clear on what you want, it's really good. It's gonna be difficult for other people to kind of mess that up. But if you don't know, or if you're unaware, if you're naive and you think that everybody just like is as they say, like rather than as they do, then you might get caught up. So yeah, I want people to take away just how important it is to be rooted in what it is that you want and be like direct with yourself so that you can be direct outwardly. And yeah, I guess that's the vibe.